Why do the worst managers rise faster than you at work? And why does office toxicity look like a promotion ladder instead of a firing list? Hello viewers, I'm Kavya Khandelwal and you're watching The Edge. Today we are talking about the brutal reality that hurts more than Monday mornings. In many offices, toxic bosses are not punished, they are rewarded. Research from IIM Bangalore shows that only 8% of toxic bosses get removed. The other 92% climb higher. It's not because they are smart, it's because the system is designed to protect them. And if you think this won't affect you, think again. Let's unpack why toxic managers grow faster, how the system fuels them, and why it's so hard to escape their shadow. Let's start with the story. At 12:47 p.m., a woman named Chaya stands in a bathroom stall, shaking. Not because she messed up on a project, but because her manager CC'd senior leaders, calling her slow and careless. Her heart races. She fixes her makeup. She tries to breathe. She thinks she is alone, but she isn't. 67% of Indian employees have worked under a toxic manager. And the real shocker? Only 8% of these managers ever face consequences. The rest, they grow, they win, they get away with it. Why? Because toxic managers don't just survive, they help companies save money. Harvard Business Review data shows that toxic managers help companies even save average of rupees 45 lakh every year. Not by being brilliant, but by burning people out, pushing fear-based work and avoiding investment in employee growth. When employees are scared, they don't negotiate salaries, they don't complain, they don't ask for training or promotions. Short-term productivity shoots up and those quarterly numbers, they look great. This is the promotion paradox. Bad managers rise because the system rewards short-term members, not long-term human well-being. IIM Bangalore find that companies with toxic middle managers show 23% higher short-term productivity. It's like eating chips for dinner, quick comfort, long-term heartburn. And the cost of firing a toxic manager, rupees 12 to rupees 15 lakhs. So companies don't remove them, they keep them because the price of pain is paid by the employees, not the company. HR leaders admit it, senior executives know it. In a confidential survey, 84% admitted that toxic leaders hit targets fast, and 92% said removing toxic leaders would hurt short-term profitability. Translation? They see the damage, they know the harm, they still choose them. Toxic bosses are like office heat shields. They take the blame, they enforce bad decisions, and leadership gets to play the good cop. When things go well, leadership credits strategy. When things go bad, they blame the manager and still keep him. And you know what's worse? Some people turn into their abusers. A 5-year study of Indian professionals show this chilling patterns. Year 1, toxic managers should be fired. Year 3, I have learned to handle them. Year 5, I became one too. Trauma becomes training. Abuse becomes culture. And office policies becomes survival of the loudest. And you think Gen Z will change this? They came with the hope, but with debt, tough job markets and fear of losing opportunities, they are showing 23% higher tolerance for toxicity behavior than millennials did at their age. Be tough, grow a thick skin. It's just work, the same lines, the same cycle, and now technology has entered the chat. AI didn't make managers kinder, it made bad managers more powerful. MIT researchers found that toxic managers in Indian workplaces are 65% more likely to adopt AI tools. And once they do, they become 40% more effective at controlling their teams. Real-time dashboards, stress analysis on faces, system flagged you. Cruelty now comes with a data chart. I'm not targeting you, the system is. No sir, it's you. With better weapons. Here's the twist everyone hates hearing. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. Toxic managers don't rise in spite of their behavior. They rise because of it. Companies profit, HR grows, consulting firms get paid. Only employees pay the price. Therapy bills, anxiety, sleepless nights, lost confidence. And the most heartbreaking part, you wanna know? Most employees don't quit their jobs, they quit the manager. Yet that bad manager gets promoted and becomes a keynote speaker on leadership excellence. Meanwhile, someone else checks the time through tears in a bathroom stall. If you feel powerful in front of a toxic boss, it's not because you are weak. It's because you are fighting a system built to protect them. Real change will happen only when the emotional cost of broken employees starts costing companies money. When boards measure leadership beyond numbers. When we say mental health is not a perk, but a workplace standard. Until then, Rajesh, the toxic boss, stays and another Chaya walks into that bathroom stall. Tell me something, have you ever worked under a toxic manager? Drop a comment. Your experience might help someone feel less alone. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe and follow The Edge.